Can you hear me? Let me see. Oh, okay, there we go. Sorry, something was funny. It was like saying there were multiple of you, and I was like, how do I let you in? Can you hear me? No? See if we can fix this. Oh, can you hear me now?
Right now, yeah.
Ah, okay. Sorry about that. It was
It's
being a little funny. I was like, I
yeah.
don't know what's happening here. I'm glad we got it going. All right. How are you today?
Good.
Good. I'm so glad to hear that. How is your voice feeling?
I think it's feeling fine. I haven't really gotten the chance to practice today, but
Oh, that's okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, reflecting on our last session and
Mhm.
also any other days that you were practicing over the last week, what were some of the things that stood out to you that you were like, okay, this is working well. This is something I need to keep working on. What were some of those things you were noticing?
Just like breathing has gotten better, I think.
Good. Awesome. I love to hear that. That's awesome. Beautiful. So, the breath work is improving a lot. We love to
Mhm.
hear that. And with the breath improving, how has that changed
Mhm.
the work that you're doing on actual songs?
It just makes it easier to sing it because like having a good breath, I feel like it's like the base of like being able to sing. Because if you don't have a good
Yeah.
breath, then you can't really sing. So yeah.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. Good. Excellent. So, yeah, that's definitely where you get like your strength, your
Yeah.
power, the ability to shape the phrases, depending on how fast or slow we send that breath through. It affects, what pitch you're on, so your intonation. So, yeah, everything kind of builds on top of that. So, yeah, that's awesome to hear. Great. And then I'm curious, with working on, you've been working on A Whole New World.
Yeah.
Perfect. So with that, has there been anything that stood out to you? Maybe things that have gotten more comfortable, things that you feel like have improved, things that you have noticed are like, this spot's a little bit of a sticky spot.
I think like I've improved the whole thing a lot. Maybe just like I
Beautiful.
can improve the end, maybe just the last note, like holding it. But other than
Sure. Okay, yeah. So the held out, like
Mhm.
sustained
Yeah.
final note. Yeah. So we definitely can work on that. All right. Yeah. So we're working on that cut for the audition. And let's go ahead and because we're just kind of getting started, let's go ahead and together we're going to do
Mhm.
a little bit of warming up, but we'll also think about the song that we're working on and, that sustained note that we want to work on, all that good stuff. So let's start by descending first. Let's do a ooh, ooh. So we'll do a little sigh into a scale to get started. All right, breathing in. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. 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 All right, we're definitely getting pretty low there. So let's go ahead and we're gonna move up a little bit. So let's try on a V consonant. So I want you to imagine you're singing through a straw, a nice narrow focused breath energy. And we're just gonna go on that V consonant. So singing through that. So if we think of that like feeling, we're singing through that shape. All right, breathing in. Nice. Okay, good. Let's do descending again. And let's do this on an arpeggiated pattern. So let's do this on pui pui pui. Pui pui pui. It's like we with a P in the front. So pop the air on that P and then you'll move through the W to the E vowel. So it's like a morphing vowel sound. So pui pui pui. Just think like water balloons of air that you're just going splat, splat, splat with. All right, breathing in. Pui pui pui. Pui pui pui. Breathing in. Pui, pui, pui. 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 All right, yeah, we're pretty low there. Beautiful. Okay, so let's do now. We're going to do a scale into an arpeggio going up higher. So let's do, want to change our vowel. Let's go on say. So we'll do say on that scale, and then we'll go into the arpeggio right flowing after it. So it hopefully we'll see if we can do all of that in one breath. So it'll be again say. All right, let's try that together. Breathing in. Say. 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 All right, beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to shift over to um, working on the cut. So I would love to hear just where it's at first. Would you be all right with just singing through the cut, maybe pulling up the track that they sent to you? Just let me hear where it's at, and then we could go
Mhm.
from there.
Are you gonna pull up the track or no?
I was thinking let's have you do it on your side if that's a little bit
Mhm.
easier. Just
Yeah.
that way, if there's any lag, it'll be for me and not for you. You can still stay focused and continue through. That way, if there's like a buffer moment or whatever, it won't throw you off. You can stay focused.
So do I just play it now?
Yep, yeah, whenever you're ready, just go for it.
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling across the endless time in the sky. A whole new world. Is that all, or is there any more?
Yeah, awesome. Okay, good. So, what are some of the things that are going well with it? Thinking about things like your breath connection, the phrasing, the expression, the volume and projection, the diction, the intonation. What are some things that felt good to you for that first time through?
Probably just like the notes, like staying on pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're not going sharp, we're not going flat. I agree. So the notes, the melody patterns, the rhythms, we're getting those down, which is awesome. So that, is the number one thing. We want to sing it correctly as it's written. So we're doing that. That's awesome. Love that. So then what would you say is maybe the number one thing right now that feels a little bit challenging about it?
Maybe just like staying with the music, like exactly, like
Oh,
staying. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the timing of it.
Yeah.
Part of that is going to come with listening to it, practicing with the track. One of the things that can be really helpful is timing the breaths. So,
Mhm.
thinking about how much time do I have for each breath? Is it just a little quick sip of breath? Do I have one beat? Do I have a half of a beat? Do I have two beats to breathe? And timing it where we breathe and we come right in on time. Um, one thing that can be really helpful with that is cutting off a little bit earlier. As singers, we tend to like to sustain and hold things out. That is, the part that's like, oh, this is the beautiful part, and it's very satisfying. So, the ends of phrases, it's very common that we like to sustain and hold out the final notes of phrases, but sometimes we don't have a lot of time to do that, right?
Mhm.
So I would love for you to try going through it again, and let's focus on the end of phrases. Just when you say that final word of the phrase, cut it off nice and strong. Give yourself time to breathe so you can be right on time with the entrance of the next one. It's always acceptable to, I'd say almost always acceptable to shorten the last note of a phrase, but it is absolutely never acceptable to be late entering. So,
Mhm.
just as a general rule, you can cut off a little bit earlier, but we never want to be late coming in. Is the idea there. So, so let's try going through it again. And this time I want
Mhm.
you to focus on just when unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling. Another thought that can help is thinking of the cutoff being an inhalation. So it's not like I'm singing ah and then I stop and then I breathe. It's ah ah. So I'm not cutting off, then breathing in. I'm singing, breathing in, and the breathing in is what cuts off the sound. Yeah, so let's go through again and just focus on that one thing of cutting off a little bit sooner and also making that breath in be the cutoff, that it simultaneously is happening. Yeah?
Mhm.
Great, let's try it again.
Unbelievable sights, describable feeling, soaring, tumbling, prevailing across the endless timeless sky, a whole new world.
Okay, good. All right. So there, the beginning, you were a little bit, you kind of like jumped it a little bit. You were like excited and really got to it. And so just a tiny bit early. So that I think is just going to be part of again learning the track, learning the
Mhm.
instrumental. Da 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 da. Right. So just kind of knowing what you're listening for, and counting out those beats, listening for those musical cues. So one thing that I think is going to help, because this track is, you're doing the same cut as that original cartoon Aladdin track. So I would try to listen to it with the vocalists from that original recording from the cartoon movie, and listen to the instrumental and then their entrances and get used to hearing both at the same time. I think that's going to be really helpful, because right now there's just a little hesitation, right? It's like, where do I come in, right? And so the initial entrance was a little bit hesitant, and so it was like once you got started, you were like, oh, I'm good, I got this, but there was that initial feeling of like, where do I come in? Right. So I think trying it with the lyric video would be a great thing to do first, and then try it again with the instrumental. So trying it first with them. Let me find that spot. Unbelievable sights. Okay. So if you want to start playing this track around like 110, I think would be good. I just put it in the chat. So if you click that, then you're going to open it up and start the track about 110 and sing with them. And that way you can kind of sense like, where is she breathing? Where does she come in? And you can listen to that instrumental.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's try with her.
When do I start it?
Oh, about 1 minute and 10 seconds in, and then you actually start singing about 1:15. But that'll let you kind of like hear a little bit more of the lead in and get a
Okay.
sense of the timing, that kind of thing.
Do I just play that, or do I also play like the track on my phone?
Oh,
Or do
let's just do with the lyric video for now.
Okay. Unbelievable sight, indescribable feeling, so entirely feeling, across the endless time and sky, oh
Good. Yeah, yeah. I know it's a little bit hard to hear the instrumental with your entrance, because he's doing the now I'm in a whole new world with you, but it has that so really listen for what the instrumental is doing there. Unbelievable. So feeling out the timing of that. Let's do that one more time, just so that you can
Okay.
get another like clear sense of how that's going to flow.
Unbelievable sight, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, feeling, across the endless diamond sky, a whole new world.
Yeah. Okay, good. Awesome. So I would love for us to go back to the track and let's try again just with the instrumental track and see if it's a little easier for us to find the timing with just the instrumental now that you've heard it a couple times with her singing and her timing. Yeah?
So play the track, just like
Yeah, yeah. Play your track that you're gonna use for the audition. Yeah.
unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world.
Yeah, I thought the timing actually was a lot improved that time. We still, you came in just slightly early, but you just
Yeah.
held and you felt where you needed to like continue the line. So it's like da 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 unbelieve. So you're gonna hear ba 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 un. So you're gonna feel one, two, unbelieve. So you're gonna come in on that strong beat, and you're gonna feel those like da 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 da, that kind of like churning feeling where it's really fast, but the strong beats are one, two, breathing in, unbelieve. Yeah. So let's go ahead and have you try that entrance again. So go ahead and try it. It's a shortcut, so you can try the whole thing.
Yeah. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world.
Yes. That was it. You got the entrance that time. Yeah. Did you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Yes, that was awesome. So, since we got it that time, I would love for us to do it again because I want to reinforce it and be sure that you're more confident with it. Yeah. So that you're like, okay, I believe that I can do it now, you know? So, let's go ahead and try that again.
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world.
Okay, good. Yeah. So I would say we were just a teensy tiny, like it wasn't like a full beat behind, but it was just like a hair, like a split hair, just slight behind. So I want to do it again where it feels like you are leading the charge, where it sounds like you're the one directing the music and it's following you almost like it's your shadow. So I want it to feel a little more like you're leading the charge, like you're very confident with that entrance and you're almost like a split second before the beat, rather than a split second like right behind. Because it felt just a tiny bit like you were following the track rather than the track following you. And that's what we want it to feel like, is like the track is like Peter Pan's shadow just following him around. We want that feeling of the track supporting you, not you supporting the track. So I want you to try it again and try to like just think of like very confidently entering, where it feels like you're leading the charge. You're like, let's do this. Yeah, a little more gung ho of an entrance there.
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world.
Okay, so then part of what's going to make this feel like a really strong entrance is you're starting with a word that starts on a vowel, and those can feel a little more gentle on the entrance. And so we're going to think about putting a little accent or a little glottal strike there. So instead of unbelieve, I'm going unbelieve. I'm going to sort of like kick it with my breath. So what we do is we take a breath in, we bring the vocal folds together, and then we kind of punch the air through. And when we punch it through, we get this little like accented, little extra, little oomph to it. So try saying unbelieve and kind of punch it with your air. Now try unbelievable sights. Just try speaking that.
Unbelievable sights.
Yeah, feel the difference?
Indescribable feeling. Soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world.
Yes, good. Yes. You feel the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah. So that's gonna make that entrance feel a lot stronger, a lot more like take charge and confident, which is what we want there. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so then I would say we also want just generally our diction to be a little bit exaggerated. So unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling like you're over exaggerating that a bit. Unbelievable sights. Feel like you're over exaggerating with your diction. Can we try it again?
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world.
Good. Okay, that was better. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. So the reason I was actually going to do some with like me playing piano with you, but I think practicing with the track is really important for getting you used to that. So that's why I'm like, we should probably practice with the track. But yeah, beautiful. So now what I would love to do is I know you mentioned wanting to work on that final note as well. Let me see just that pattern. So let's shift our focus a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take this as an exercise and we're going to move this same phrase up the piano. So we're going to start a little lower and bring it up. A whole new world. So we're going to start there. And then we're going to take it like an exercise up and up and up and up till we're up higher, okay? So breathing in, a whole new world. Breathe, a whole new world. Breathe, a whole new world. A whole new world. A whole new world. A whole new world. One more. A whole new world. All right, good. So now we're going to try just crescendoing through a held note as well. Um, let's go on just new world. We're going to try to crescendo as we hold. So you're going to try to go soft to loud. So we're going to go new world and crescendo as you hold it, okay? Breathing in. New world. 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 All right, awesome. So I want you to go back and try singing the track now, and let's see if that final phrase is a little bit easier. Okay, so from the beginning.
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world.
Good. Did that feel a little bit easier?
Yeah.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Good. Awesome. So what changed like by doing those exercises, what were some things you noticed and felt feeling a little bit different or that you did a little bit different?
I just like felt more confident before like the last part, just like with the like
Yeah.
notes, like doing the whole like scale, it helped. So, yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Mhm.
Love it. Awesome. Good. Yeah, just getting more confidence. How did the breath feel similar or different?
The breath also felt better.
Good. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. All right. So then, tell me if you were going to give yourself maybe one note that's like, okay, this is something I want to remember or I want to try to do more of, what would that number one thing be?
Like one note to work on.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, probably still just the high note, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Mhm.
that it's like, okay, that could still use a little bit more work. So remember too, the high notes need more air. We need faster moving air. We need a larger quantity of air getting through the vocal folds and vibrating faster. And so that air has to get through more quickly. So it has to be this connection low in your core that we're getting.
Mhm.
Opening up the mouth more is going to help as well. So when you go a whole new world, try to really open the mouth more.
Mhm.
Um, so let's go back through the cut. And anytime you go to higher notes, I want you to think about opening more. And when you're low, you can think about closing that jaw more. All right?
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless time and sky, a whole new world.
Yeah, absolutely. Did that feel a little bit better?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So the higher notes, always remember to open more, and then when you come back down, you want to refocus that air and close the mouth space a little bit more, close that jaw space more.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good. Awesome. So what would you say so far is one thing that you're like, okay, I feel like I have improved on this today? The number one thing that you feel like got better as we worked through it?
I think just staying on pace, like with the music, like playing the
Okay.
lyric video helped a lot. So,
Excellent. Good. I'm so glad. That's great. Yeah, that's going to be essential with the audition. So, yeah, you'll have to be able to, be with
yeah.
the track. So, I think practicing with the track is going to be really important this week. What is the number one thing that you just felt really good about, that felt really satisfying, or that you were like, oh, I feel like that was a pretty good run through, or I felt like this just like was fun to sing? What was the number one thing that you just really enjoyed?
Um, I don't know, just going through the whole thing. Like I think, yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, like as a whole, it's just
Yeah.
satisfying to sing through that
Yeah.
cut. Yeah, I agree. It's like, oh, it's fun to tell the
Yeah.
story and to be in that character and such. Yeah. What would you say is the number one challenge about it at this point? The thing that still is challenging and needs work, and that's like, all right, I gotta improve this.
Maybe just like breathing. I think I've improved a lot, but like just improve a little more, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, like it's coming a long way, but just continuing on the track, just being like, all right, I just
Yeah.
gotta keep on keeping on. Sometimes it's like this is improving, but I also still need to improve it
Yeah.
more, you know? So it's like the thing we're feeling like, oh, I'm doing really well at this. It also can be the thing that we're like, but I still need to make it better.
Mhm.
So just kind of continuing with the same thought processes. So, what would be maybe like key takeaways through the lesson, kind of thinking back through the exercises, working through the cut with the lyric video by yourself, working through the exercises that were pulled out of the song, and then like reworking the song, just kind of thinking back through everything. If you gave yourself like bullet points of like this, what would be those key bullet points to lock in your brain?
Just intonation and like breathing, probably.
Okay, intonation and breathing. I
Mhm.
like it. Those one word
Yeah.
things that are like this and this were really helpful to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, those little bullet points can sometimes just really help us clarify for ourselves what those things are. I would say, honestly, the intonation today overall, I felt really good about. So that was something I felt really happy with, pleased about. I would say try to get the rhythm a little bit more in your body. So maybe like tapping on your body, da 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 da. Just to kind of like physically get it in you, or you can like walk it in time. Ba da 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 da. Just kind of moving your body in time with the rhythm and getting the rhythm to be internalized by your physical self. That can sometimes be really helpful. Another helpful exercise might be just talking in a time. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling, right? So just
Mhm.
talking it in time.
Yeah.
That can be another exercise that's really helpful and just gets you feeling a lot more sure of yourself with the beats, and then go back to singing it after that exercise. So those would be a couple things I'd recommend trying this week in your practice, just to help you feel even more solid with it. But yeah, I think practicing with the track is going to be essential. So be sure that you at least are listening to the track every day. I would also recommend listening to that original recording as well, so that you're hearing that and the timing of that, and just sort of internalizing that, auditorially processing that. So I would say definitely be listening to that lyric video version that we did, just to like really lock that in your head, and then try to sing through with the instrumental afterwards. And I think that'll help a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay.
For like that email you sent me, should I still use that as like the plan for this week, or is there like a different one?
Yeah, I would say each week we'll kind of tweak. So, it's if there are things that were really helpful from what I gave you last time, you can definitely still utilize those suggestions. If you're like, oh, this was a really helpful comment, or I really loved this breathing exercise, I feel like that helps me. Go ahead and keep doing that. But also each week we'll kind of cover, like, these are specific things for this week that are going well and that could use improvement. And so we'll also kind of shift focus a little bit too. So the things that work well for you, go ahead and keep those. And then also we might add in new things each time as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll send you another email today, with just some like tips and things for how to continue your practice and keep on track and reinforce some of the things that we worked on today. A lot of really beautiful work today, and I can't give you new things to work on if we haven't made progress with the old things. So it's a good thing if I give you new thought processes or new exercises, because it just means that you're progressing. So it's very exciting. So awesome work today, Anna. Brava. Keep up the great work, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Your mom and I had talked about like sometimes meeting in person, sometimes virtual, and so we might try to meet in person next time. I think also as you're getting closer to the audition, practicing in front of somebody is a really helpful practice. So maybe like ask if your mom would let you practice singing it for her, or your dad, or your neighbor, your friend, just somebody just to have as a practice audience. They don't even have to give you feedback. Just giving you that practice of having somebody to do it in front of can just kind of help you feel a little more comfortable when you get in front of people. So yeah, so I would maybe start trying to do that, like, as you get up closer to it, start just being like, hey, would you, just let me practice singing in front of you, and I think that'll help just make it a little more, a little less intimidating and a little more at ease when you get there. Alrighty. So look for that email from me, and let me know if you have any questions about it. Okay. All right. Awesome work today. I'll see you soon. Have a good one, Anna. Bye-bye.